What's up, Cart Masters? Back with another video diving into more Monster Hunter Rise content. If you guys missed it, a new Monster Hunter Rise trailer got dropped during the VGAs, and quite a bit of information can be found in the trailer in addition to the official website. This video will take all the information recently revealed for an easy to digest and quick reference. I'll link the original trailer and the official site in the description for you to check out, in addition to some timestamps in case you just want to be able to jump around quickly. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel for more content and turn on your bell notifications to find out when I post content next. Let's get to it! The trailer opens up with a beautiful song performed by an NPC who is officially named Hinoa, the Quest Maiden. Probably a very good chance that this will be Rise's official theme song. It goes without saying, but this song already sounds extremely beautiful. You'll also notice that the town looks like it's completely explorable with your friends. From canteen, to stores, to even using wirebugs and the palamutes in town, it seems like our dreams of actually being able to explore the town, buy, and prep items and gear as opposed to having to hop offline or do it in a separate area is finally coming true. This is particularly exciting to me because the immersion with the world can continue in multiplayer starting in the village hub as opposed to having a disconnect by moving to an offline area or a separate hub. Can anyone say village shenanigans? Quick speculation. A scene is shown where Palicos haul in a giant fish. Since the game has very strong Portable Third vibes, I'm very curious to see if resource gathering in between hunts inside the village might be a thing. Back in Freedom Unite and Portable Third, you were able to gather ore, catch bugs, and fish in a separate farming area. This could very well mean this sort of system will make a return, or if this is just a quick scene that plays every time you gather resources, or it might just be a random scene that you can find in the village, similar to the Palico chopping wood in Celiana. A new pet is introduced called the Cohoot. You'll notice the Cohoot is the animal that the hunter sends off in the beginning of the hunts, showing the players where the position of the monsters are in the field. According to the website, the Cohoots can be dressed up in fancy outfits, and you can also provide the adorable bird affection in between quests, which is similar to what our current interactions are with Poogie. Question is, will Poogie make a return? The new map has been officially titled The Flooded Forest, which is a dense region of deep, dark green. As can be seen from the footage, much of the area is submerged in muddy water and waterfalls very similarly to the area in Monster Hunter Tri/3U. An Aztec-like temple is also prominent in the background and could potentially serve as a battleground or a nest for a monster, or at the very least may serve as a large part to a monster's ecology. Want to also point out that although I'm not going to play it here, if you listen to the theme song of this Flooded Forest and compare it to Tri's Flooded Forest theme, you'll notice it sounds extremely similar. One of the last scenes that were shown in the trailer was the Rampage, a mysterious phenomenon where a large number of monsters stampede and attack Kimura Village. The Hunters of Kimura set out to defend the village by fighting at a new map called the Stronghold, which is outfitted with a bunch of artillery, like cannons, ballista, and what looks like to be some new bamboo gun. There's a pretty good chance that this might be Rise's version of sieges or maybe even multi-monster hunts. Outside of the story elements, not much else has been explained, but I have a hunch that this might be a good way to farm for multiple monster parts all at once. Otherwise, it might just be a story event. Now, for the main part of the trailer that everyone was looking forward to most, the monsters. Starting off, it looks like the Leviathans are finally making a return. To kick it off, Capcom introduced a new monster called the Somnacanth. This monster was teased with a very simple drawing on Twitter. So fish. Much simple. Very Microsoft Paint. Wow. According to the site, the Somnacanth is an aquatic serpent that is often mistaken for a mermaid. Extremely aggressive, the monster doesn't tolerate trespassers on its turf. Being that turf wars are also making a return, I'm looking forward to seeing some very savage wars with the Somnacanth coming up on top. It'll most likely be water element, but as can be seen in the trailer, it looks like it expels sleep powder from its body, which heavily implies that weapons crafted from it are likely to be sleep. The next new monster is Bishaten. A monster with a distinctive tail, while it is omnivorous, actually has a preference for fruit. Bishaten feels like a mix between Kechawacha and Kongalala. It swings and hangs from the ceiling similar to how Kecha does in 4U. It also spins to win as an attack, and according to the official Twitter, throws out persimmons to attack. What I want to know is if the persimmons might be actual items that can be found on this particular map or in other maps. If it's an actual item, then it could be similar to how Kongalala changes the properties of its breath based on the shroom it picks up. Sorta doubtful, but it could be really cool if it's true. Some returning monsters were also introduced. Very quickly, the Royal Ludroth makes a return, and goddamn, just look at the textures on its fur. It looks really good when compared to older renders of the game. Just look, freaking night and day, dude. Great Wroggi, Great Baggi make a return, which probably means the biggest and baddest of the bird wyverns, Great Jaggi, is probably making a return too. After all, you can't have Wroggi and Baggi without Jaggi, right? That's, you know, kind of weird. Also, recognize this scream? That's right, folks. Khezu looks like it's going to make a glorious return in Monster Hunter Rise. No render of the monster just yet on either social media or in the trailer, but here's a render for you just in case you've never seen Khezu before. Now, I wonder if they're going to remix the theme song for us. You'll also notice that the Rathalos makes a return in the Rampage scene. Easy to assume that we'll see Rathian return as well. Hopefully this means we'll see other subspecies or deviants like the Azure and Pink or Gold and Silver Loses and Ians. Endemic life this time is becoming more utility than just gotta catch 'em all Pokemon thing. We've already seen previews and demonstrations of the endemic life before, but now we've been blessed with official information straight from the site and from Twitter. We've seen plenty of these before, but the Spiribirds are a species of birds that carry various type of pollen that can provide the hunter with increases to health, stamina, attack, or defense until the end of the quest. The website introduces a new piece of equipment called the Petalace, which can carry the Spiribird pollens and grant the hunter permanent stat boost until the end of the quest. The site hints that there are several types of Petalaces available and that we can choose whichever suits our needs. You'll also notice that in this equipment screen, no charms seem to be present. Now, the pre-order bonus for Rise does mention that we'll receive a novice talisman for some extra assistance in early stages, so it's probably easy to say that charms will still be around, maybe just not on this equipment screen. A new type of endemic life called hunting helpers can be found in the field, captured and used as items. Up to 5 hunting helpers can be carried in the helper cage, where we can use them as items until the end of the quest. The way that endemic life is being utilized basically drives home Capcom's intention of getting the player to explore the field more, which then rewards them with stat boosts and utility items to use in the hunts. First off, we've got the Stinkmink, which is a type of weasel that releases a special smoke-like pheromone which attracts nearby large monsters when used. It looks like this semi replaces the Challenger Mantle found in World, and it seems like it can have a lot of uses, such as luring monsters into traps into certain areas, or as the website states, lure one large monster into another to cause a turf war. Next, we've got the Giganha. The Giganha is a species of carnivorous fish that goes wild when given raw meat. No footage as to how it's used has been shown yet, but per the site, it mentions that any monster or hunter nearby will get swept in its voracious behavior, causing damage in the process. The question is whether or not it's similar to getting bitten by the Gigis, where either monster or hunter will lose health over time but can be shaken off, or if the Giganha act as a sort of trap or sunlock. Next up, we've got something that's a little bit more straightforward. The Clothfly is another endemic life that releases a cloud of dust when disturbed, which has a tightening effect on human skin, temporarily increasing defense. Basically, think a free armor skin in the form of capturable endemic life. This probably means that we'll see a counterpart to the Clothfly that increases attack like a demon drug. I'm personally curious to know to what extent these buffs will increase our defense as opposed to the Spiribirds, let alone to the actual buffing items themselves, and if they're actually stackable with the items, such as the adamant seeds or the armor skins. Last, but certainly not least, we have the Bombadgy. These little chubby and cute raccoon/badgers emit flammable gas which expels when threatened. No official info posted on the site aside from the Twitter video posted on the official Monster Hunter page, but these might be similar to the Nitro Toads found in World, where if you hit them, they explode after a certain amount of time. Some very last minute things that we'll probably see more coverage of in the coming months. Bowgun's Wirebug action was demonstrated where the hunter uses the wire net to charge up a shot. When fired, it propels the hunter back, presumably to place them in a safer distance and out of harm's way. The Switchaxe also gets a Wirebug action, demonstrated here where the hunter does a rising slash into a diving thrust. It gets cut off, but it seems like there's some potential for this particular move to lead up into an elemental discharge, or maybe even to a zero-sum discharge. And that about covers it. What particular content has gotten you cart masters particularly excited? We still have a little over 3 months until the release of Rise, so I'm sure there's going to be even more information and more content that gets released. At the time of this upload, it looks like Capcom released weapon demos for the bow and dual blades on their channel. I'll link those in the description, so be sure to check those out too. Needless to say, this trailer was a much wanted, much needed substantial reveal. Don't forget that while the date hasn't been set in stone just yet, expect a playable demo to drop in January 2021 sometime soon. You best bet this cart master will be playing a lot of the demo, and you can definitely expect some swag longsword plays from me. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do me a favor, drop a like and some feedback. I read and respond to everything as quickly as I can, and I truly appreciate all of your feedback. Don't forget, you can also check me out live on Twitch for some of my live shenanigans where I play a lot of variety of games and a lot of Monster Hunter. I game good. I make you laugh. Seriously, play games with me. That's all for now, cart masters. Until next time, bye!